Prince Andrew, Duke of York, paid tribute to his mother. "Yes, Your Majesty's serving you has been a privilege." Prince Andrew's reading of the Queen's will shocked Buckingham Palace. For years, many questioned what she left and who would inherit her riches. Now, shocking revelations are emerging, and the royal family is upset. Some say her will might change everything. It may spark conflict between King Charles and Prince William, say some. Did the Queen's final desires cause issues? How will this affect the monarchy? Discover Queen Elizabeth's final will and this royal mystery with us. Well, that shook Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace remained mute. A room's quiet before a life-changing event. All royal family members sat tensely, watching the envelope on the table. It contained Queen Elizabeth IE's last will, which may change everything. Her wealth and treasures were huge after a 70-year rule. The Great Hall has hosted some of my most memorable events. The issue went beyond money. Legacy, power, and the monarchy's destiny were at stake. Everything was going to be exposed. Prince Andrew was the focus of it all. The will was opened and read by him. There is no good moment to discuss anything related. Many were astonished by this choice. Shouldn't King Charles do it? Maybe Princess Anne's unflinching duty? What I accomplished during my stay was worth it. Watch to find out. Prince Andrew held his mother's farewell words in a sealed envelope in the center of the room. He read it despite not being required to. The silent room made his breathing sound loud. He saw everyone's anticipation in their eyes. Charles sat stiffly with his hands clasped, maintained her countenance serene, but her faint finger tapping on the armrest showed her anxiousness. Sitting close, William and Kate had blank faces. Harry was there, but his face was tougher to discern. However, silence is betrayal when done for other family members. Andrew inhaled deeply because there was no turning back. Slipping his finger under the wax seal broke it. The sound was faint, but sounded like thunder in the quiet chamber. He opened the paper and read with shaky hands. "My last will and testament." The words lingered as everyone took them in. Some faces stayed neutral, but others changed. Some eyes were relieved, others anxious. Andrew read on, and the Queen's message became clear. She began by praising her family for their unwavering dedication, but things quickly went personal. She addressed Charles first. "To my lovely son, Charles." Andrew read aloud. Though formal, the words felt remote. As planned, the Queen gave Charles Windsor Castle. He had always been ready for this duty, so there were no shocks. Charles stayed still, but his jaw tightened. Andrew knew his brother wanted more. That was the key to his actions. It didn't arrive. Then, Andrew went to Anne. Queen appreciated her strength and dedication, but her remarks were unsurprising. Anne never had big reactions. Therefore, her face scarcely changed. "We hope our work helps the monarchy and how it works." The unexpected part followed. The Queen's decision was unprecedented in royal history. She deviated from the practice of handing Balmoral estate to one successor. Balmoral, a place dear to the Queen, would belong to the family. This changed how royal estates were handled. Such properties were usually inherited by one person, confirming direct succession and ownership. However, the Queen had purposefully modified the regulations, shocking everyone. Surprise was not the only reason for the stillness. Understanding her choice's greater meaning. The Balmoral estate was special. The Queen loved her retreat and spent some of her most precious moments there. She sent a message beyond property ownership by sharing it with the family. This went beyond land and custom. This was about unity. The royal family used Balmoral for decades to escape the spotlight and be together. It was where they celebrated, mourned, and made memories without royal demands. By keeping Balmoral accessible to all, the Queen ensured that it would remain a site of connection for decades. This forced the family to stay together despite their personal lives and decisions. Some saw this as an attempt to keep power even in her absence, but her motives were much deeper. Distance, disputes, and personal goals had divided the family, as the Queen had seen. Members had split, she saw. Conflicts often make headlines, and private issues become public. By sharing Balmoral, she encouraged them to stay a family despite their differences. This choice meant more than familial unity. It showed her awareness that relationships, not titles or properties, strengthened the monarchy. A fractured royal family would damage the institution she had defended her whole life. By connecting them, she ensured that they would always have a reason to meet again. The room was thick with thinking as they heard this. This decision was a problem for some and an opportunity for others. Whatever the case, the Queen had changed the future of Balmoral and made a tremendous message about family. Join forces. Hope is always possible. Andrew left, but Catherine received something important. The Queen left her the Vladimir tiara, a royal treasure. It symbolized grace and history, and Catherine held it. Although her demeanor remained unchanged, Andrew observed a flash in her eyes. Though slight, it was there. Then, Andrew read something that changed the room again. Harry received anything from the Queen. People anticipated him to be excluded given everything that had transpired, so it was surprising. Instead, she gave him something meaningful. After pausing, Andrew read it. The silver box from my father, King George V, I goes to my grandson Harry. This box contained kingly letters with power and history, assuring them that family is never far away. The air in the room altered soon after Andrew read the message. William shifted in his seat to look at Harry, but Harry said nothing. Was this a peace offering or a reminder of what he left? No one knew. Andrew kept reading, but the room's tension had changed. The Queen had tried to plan, but it was complicated. Her choices were simple, but left many questions. I'm also struck by something constant. It was a powerful land reclamation. This meant what for the family going forward? Andrew felt the weight of the moment as he finished the will. His mother's words had been spoken,